Welcome to the SEO.co Search Engine Optimization Podcast. Digital marketing essentials and next level tactics. From offsite and onsite optimization to persuasive selling and everything in between. You'll learn actionable tips on what it takes to outright and outrank your competition. Now, here's your host, Nate Need.
Hello again, and welcome to another episode of the SEO.co Search Engine Optimization Podcast. We have been covering, over the last little bit, some discussion about SaaS-based digital marketing or digital marketing for software as a service companies. And today's episode, we're going to focus a little bit more on on-site content as well as social media marketing for SaaS-based businesses. And we discussed before the critical nature and some of the nuances that are very different for SaaS-based businesses. When it comes to on-site optimization for SaaS companies, it's all about making sure the main content structure of your site meets certain thresholds and standards set by the search engines. And doing this not only makes sure your site is seen and indexed, but also maximizes your chances of the search engines understanding what the site is all about, correlating it with appropriate keywords, and ranking you in a way that you would desire above and beyond, or maybe on par or above par, what your competitors are ranking. And we've written about on-site optimization extensively on our site, so we don't need to dig into it here, and we'll link to it in the show notes. But on-site content is critical. Google likes to see sites with ongoing streams of content. It shows that they care about their users, and it shows that they are adding more pages and are relevant on a regular basis for what users want to see. And it maximizes the spread of your potential search visibility. So if you've got pages where you're talking about, some sort of email marketing tool that's SaaS based, and then in a later section you're talking about how to send emails and maybe create email sequences with that SaaS-based marketing tool. Well, those are two separate search phrases, and if you're creating content that's very specific and targeted to those search phrases, then you will be able to capture more eyeballs potentially if those pages are well written and rank well because of both on and off-site factors. Secondary to your on-site content is going to be your off-site content, and it's probably one of the more powerful tools. Once you nail your on-site content, building, doing link building, as well as getting brand mentions and promotions off-site is going to be critical for your overall success. And making sure that your links serve the third party that you're working with, and that you have the indicators and your site is authoritative, will help you as you overall try to grow the presence of your website. When it comes to actually having a social media marketing awareness out there, it's more for brand awareness than anything else, and not necessarily for ranking in the search engines, because a lot of the links that you get from social media are going to be no follow. However, having and regularly posting to social media profiles is critical to showing the search engines that you are relevant and that you're actively updating content, providing value to readers, and are a relevant source of information for whatever niche that you're covering. So it is one leg of a multi-leg stool, so to speak, and you can use your social media to gain brand visibility, cement relationships with other people who are active on social media in your niche, and build relationships with existing and future clients as well. And as you build your reputation, you can provide support to your customer base and use it as a scalable way for providing information when information is needed to be disseminated to a group, namely your customers, potential customers, and fans. So social media marketing exists as a complementary harmony to both SEO and content marketing. And as you've seen, or will see, these three strategies on the three-leg stool are complement and enhance one another. They don't detract from or are one is not greater than the other. They're extremely important. And one of the most important factors for social media marketing for software as a service businesses is brand awareness. And when you post actively and work to establish your presence in outside areas, you'll start to gradually attract new followers to your brand, and people who have never seen it before will start to become familiar with it. And at a distance, those followers that you will acquire will learn about what makes your brand unique, particularly as you're out there promoting it. It's hard to get 10, 15, 20,000 followers in a short period of time. So instead, it's best to focus on incremental goals, set up an active, consistent posting schedule, and then begin an outreach program to build that social following that you'd want. And you're probably going to want to participate in conversations directly and relate your experience with influencers in your niche to achieve that high level of visibility and engage with targeted folks. So in doing so, best practices for social media, using hashtags, retweeting content from high profile folks. The ultimate goal is to increase visibility and awareness among not only those that would be customers in the future, but proponents to future customers, and give you references and referrals and help build your business in that way. There are SEO benefits to social media. One in particular is that it's effective for providing more awareness, almost like an email blast, where you can gain links and social shares. They do have a weighting in the algorithm, albeit not as much as maybe a do-follow link from, say, New York Times, but they do have they are effective in getting in helping boost your blog posts, articles, white papers, whatever it is that you're promoting for your SaaS company. And you can also syndicate previous work that you have done in the future and maximize the visibility and possible return there. If your work is good enough, your content is good enough, and you'll facilitate more social shares with it, and you can further amplify your reach in that way. Social media functions as a way to capitalize and make your content more visible, and those social shares of your content function as secondary signals oftentimes for search engine algorithms. But the real power is for link building. So the more authority links you have pointing to your domain, the higher your authority will grow, and the greater ranks you will achieve, the greater search engine rankings you will achieve, especially if you have content that's good enough to go viral. It's inevitable that at least a few strong natural links will flow your way that'll get you that exposure that you're looking for. So the last thing I'll say about social media for SaaS-based businesses is customer service and community building. So if you're doing or have a customer service team and using social media like Twitter, then social media can be a great way to provide that in a public forum setting, and also build brand if you do a really good job. You can also really fail if your customer support team is on Twitter and not actively monitoring. Secondary to that is building a community on social media, whether it's Facebook, LinkedIn, or Twitter, depending on who your audience is. In most SaaS-based businesses that are B2B, LinkedIn is going to be your go-to source. And as you build that presence on there, then when you post, people will be aware of and share. So those are all benefits. Thanks for joining us for this digital marketing on the social side for SaaS-based businesses. We hope to have you on here again soon, and look forward to seeing you in the future.
Thank you for joining us on the SEO.co podcast. We appreciate your time. Be sure to rate, review, and subscribe to the show, and visit SEO.co for more resources based on today's topic, as well as access to more podcast episodes to help you improve your site's long-term SEO success.